Have you already spent all your gems? Or is there somebody you're waiting to spend all your gems on? Well, this is 2 Cent, and I'm back with my 2 cents on OCTOPATH TRAVELER. And today I wanted to give you the 3 units that I am waiting for to kind of just throw all of my gems at. So whenever they get released, I'm just going to chuck everything I have at them, at least until I pull them. So hopefully sooner rather than later. But anyway, let's get into the video. Alright, so this video is going to have slight spoilers, so if you don't want to know who's coming out, go ahead and click off now. But first we got Richard here, and the biggest and the only real reason I'm saying that he's going to be a must pull when he comes out, not that he's not good, we'll take a look at his kit in a moment. But my actual name is Richard. My name isn't actually 2 Cent. It's just what I call myself online, and you can call me that. But my real name is actually Richard, so it's fitting. I'm gonna pull for him. Now I'm not gonna dive deep into his whole kit here. We'll get to that point when he's about to be released. But I do have a couple things highlighted here. What I do like is that he can provide the full front row with 20% attack, sword damage, and spear damage up with an ability. But then also when he's at full HP, he gets the full front row, 15% attack, sword damage, spear damage. So if you do the math, we'll get to 30 plus on that, which is what we're kind of aiming for with just him to be able to kind of take care of those. So we have a lot of other units that are out there buffing, so magic and defense and magic defense. And so here we're getting into the attack side of things and specific weapons. So I think he'll just be kind of nice to pair with some of the other units out there. So he's got a lot of other good things in his kit. You can pause this, take a look if you'd like. All right, our next one here is Odette, and there's a lot of things I like about Odette, but one of my favorite things is she just looks really good. I mean, honestly, everything about this kind of picture that we have here of her little splash art reminds me a lot about my wife, and so that just kind of, is a little more near and dear to me. I'm not saying that she's absolutely the best in her job type. I do think she's got some competition there, but let's take a look at her kit to see what she does have. Alright, so she's going to come equipped with a passive for 30% wind and light damage up. Definitely going to be the kind of focus of her kit is these 2 elements here. She does have a 3x tome. It's a random attack, but she's really not buffed around that per se for her kit. So we're looking at her light and her wind, which do have the chance at also lowering the defense of that particular element when using those attacks, as well as 2 times light AoE, 2 times wind AoE. And when she does get her special unlock, she's going to have a really powerful single target on that. Anyway, I don't want to go too far into her kit, but I really also like this extra 10% chance to cast the same magic skill again. So it could just be one of those things that kind of pop off. Obviously, you'd have to be searching for that, or just letting it happen every now and then randomly. So in other games, they might call this like a crit fishing, but it's just with a proc of another skill. And just real quick, if you're finding anything in this video helpful or useful to you, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button down below. It's the easiest way that you can kind of help me out and let me know that I'm doing a good job. Also, leave a comment down below if you'd like to have some further discussion, or just tell me what units you're looking for. All right, let's get on to the last one. All right, and for my third choice here, we have Helena, I think is how you say it. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong down below. You guys, you typically do that anyway. It's actually kind of helpful, so I don't mind if you help me pronounce things right. Always struggled with that, ever since I was a kid. So anyway, she's kind of mommy in that way, but I can't say her story was the strongest out of the first 3, but I did, overall enjoy it, and I just think it'd be kind of fun to have kind of, one of the bad people on your team. So let's see kind of what her kit looks like as well. All right, so this unit was just released in like April of 2022 on the JP server, so it's going to be quite a ways out for us. So of course there's going to be a lot of things in here in this kit that just looks really awesome if we were to have it on global right now, which is why we're probably not going to get her for quite some time. And once we get there, we'll have other units, and some of the stuff won't seem quite as crazy. But we get that full front row, 15% defense and magic defense, 4 times bow, 4 times light, 4 times fan. Having these multiple elements and everything like that, or weapon types here, is just really nice to have. And then she's got this whole kind of bleeding thing going on, and so one of her passives, she has a 30% chance of her butler appearing and making somebody bleed. and then she's got, you know, the fan and the bow ability on top of that to do different either SP or HP regen based off of bleeding target and the damage done. So it's really kind of neat. I kind of like the kit. I kind of like the idea of kind of being able to play with that kind of complexity and kind of randomness. So she's definitely what I'm interested in there. So I don't know if you caught on there, probably only if you've kind of like looked this stuff up before, but actually all three of these units are going to have kind of like limited time banners, you know, probably coming back out periodically at a, you know, 3 to 4 month kind of basis for that. So that's part of the reason why I chose these units to kind of go all in on. And I just wanted to talk just briefly that when we get like a brand new unit, like Cyrus is going to be coming out, and Cyrus is going to be awesome. And I already know people were typing in the comments before we even got to this part of the video about how great he's going to be and how people, you know, are going to, you know, spend their rubies on them. And that is completely fine. Everybody kind of spend on who you'd like to spend on, and that's great. But he will eventually go into the standard pool. He will eventually get put on some sort of a step-up banner, and that's when I'm going to take my shot at him for, you know, 150 rubies or 350 rubies on a couple steps, rather than, you know, potentially going all the way to 6,000 rubies to pity him on his opening banner. So these units being limited, we don't have that kind of option. They're not going to get put in the standard pool. They're not going to get the kind of like step-ups like we have now. They'll probably have some other different sort of ones that we can look at there, but that's kind of what drives some of my decisioning behind which units that I chose for this list, because there are some other units that might quote-unquote be more meta or, you know, a little bit better or have some other usefulness here. So also what I kind of left out on this list is our collab specific units. So like I am definitely going to go for A2. She just didn't make this list here because I left the collab units out. I've talked about them several other times, and we're going to have a smaller pity rate for them than the other ones. Now, as far as out of all the current collab units, A2 is probably the only one that I will go all the way to pity to pull if I don't get her sooner. So anyway, I hope this helps, and that's been my 2 cents.